Metadata is accessory data captured about documents. For example, an email file will contain not just the text of the email, but also information about who sent and received the email, when and where the email was sent, and from what domain the email came from. Metadata can also tell you information about the document that cannot be seen by simply looking at the document. For example, a Word file might contain metadata about who authored the document and when it was last edited. When you upload documents, Everlaw is able to extract their metadata values, and these values are searchable. To search across metadata values in Everlaw, you can use the metadata search terms. These are accessible under the metadata section of the list of search terms. There will be a search term for every metadata field available on your project. These fields may vary by project. The list of available search terms will also include any alias or user-editable fields that you or an admin has created on the project. You may see certain metadata terms pinned to your left-hand sidebar. You can click Show All Terms to view a list of all the metadata terms available on your project, and can pin terms so that they are always visible. Many metadata terms are text terms. This means that their values are alphanumeric text, as opposed to simply numbers or dates and times. To search for a text metadata term, select the relevant term from the search term list. You can also add any metadata term to your search by pressing F on your keyboard, or clicking Find a Term at the top of the left-hand menu and typing in the correct term. Then enter the value you wish to search for. A drop-down list will automatically appear with a list of the available values for this field on your project, but you can also search for certain values by typing in the filter bar. If you select a value from the drop-down list and initiate a search, Everlaw will conduct an exact search for that value. You can tell that a search is an exact search because it will display the word exact between parentheses at the end of the search string. This means that Everlaw will only retrieve documents whose value for that field exactly matches the text string that you input into the search term. You can also use wildcard characters when constructing searches for text-based metadata fields. In addition, sender and recipient metadata on Everlaw, meaning to, from, CC, BCC, parties, and recipients, are parsed into email addresses, contact names, and domains. Each of these can be treated individually within a search. For sender and recipient searches, you have the option to specify whether you want any of or all of the search entries, and if you want the search to be exclusive with the and nothing else option. For example, an any of search with and nothing else checked will return results where any entry is the only value in the field. In addition to the standard email fields, Everlaw automatically generates smart terms for email fields. These metadata terms will aggregate the values of several email metadata fields and replace the need to create aliases. They are denoted by a lightning bolt icon. The parties term searches across from, to, CC, and BCC, while the recipients term searches across to, CC, and BCC. Some metadata terms may be in date-time format. Some examples of date-time fields include date, date created, and date sent. When you add such a field to your search, a drop-down menu will appear that allows you to specify whether you would like to search by date only, date and time only, or no date and time. If you search for date and time, it will return documents that meet both those criteria, not just one. For example, let's say you search for documents sent from November 3rd, 2017 at 1 p.m. to November 7th, 2017 at 2 p.m. This search will return any document with both a date and a time value between November 3rd at 1 p.m. and November 7th at 2 p.m. It will not return, for example, a document that was sent on November 8th at 1 p.m. You can select a time zone in your date search as well. The default time zone for documents uploaded without a time zone is UTC. If you search by time range, Everlaw will return documents that fall within that time range, regardless of the time zone assigned to the document. For example, if your document's time metadata value is 9 p.m. New York time, and you search for a time range which contains 6 p.m. Los Angeles time, the document will be returned by your search because the converted time matches the search. Finally, you can search for all documents with no value for a metadata field or documents containing any value for a metadata field. Select the field you would like to search for and choose No Value from the drop-down list if it's a text field, or No Date and Time if it's a datetime field. If you want to find documents with any value, negate the search term. This will retrieve all documents whose value for that metadata field is not no value, or in other words, all documents that have some value for that field. If you have additional questions about metadata searches, please reach out to Everlaw support by message, email, or phone.